it is with such commonality that this is happening. In fact, late last year, it happened to me. Somebody created a Facebook account which looked like mine, my pictures, some of the posts he had replicated, and he was sending out messages asking for money. And some good friends who are connected with me on WhatsApp sent me messages saying, Hemant, your account has been hacked. You're asking for money. I said, definitely yes and definitely no. So let me address that. Well, I couldn't do anything because it's a separate account. My account was, as it is, not really hacked. He just created a duplicate account. So I made a post on my account saying my account somebody has created another account with my name and pictures. Please do not accept request. Do not entertain any money requests. That guy using the other account and my pictures is replying to the message which I have posted. So I am having a conversation with me. Very fun to watch for the audience, but it was very painful for me for those moments that what is this happening? Anyway, thankfully, nobody sent me money. So all was good. But yes, those are real small examples of the threat individuals face. Similarly, it's not unheard of that organizations have a breach and they receive a call for ransom to release their either information or not release the information out in the public domain, which sometimes includes, surprisingly, passwords of their users also. So these are challenges which we know of. These have been happening for almost the last few decades, and we have heard about them. What are the new challenges? We've talked about the various things happening, but I would focus on that. What are the challenges going forward? Which organizations, which leaders of tomorrow need to be not only aware of, but they really need to be working on those challenges. So, once again, let me start with Mayank. Mayank, your perspective on what are these challenges of the future that organizations need to be aware of from the point of view of cybersecurity?
I think I think I started off with envisaging what was good in the future.
Yes.
Now the time has come to recap what is probably actually going to happen in the future. Um, it's a with cybersecurity. I mean, in reference to cybersecurity, AI is going to be a very scary piece of the puzzle. Um, how I see it is that corporates needs to really fight disinformation. At this point in time, you would see the disinformation campaign happening at the government levels or the state sponsorship levels. Uh, I think that this could be taken down to that corporate level wherein it would become really difficult for organizations and corporates to fight the information that is being posted out in the public. That would directly affect how the stock prices behave, how the stakeholders behave, um, what are the regulators going to say, and uh, this is really not going to be easy. And especially, I'm talking about bad AI at this point in time uh, because of all the competition that is going to come in. The competition is going to be cutthroat. How I see it is that AI is going to standardize a lot of industries, a lot of languages within industries. Um, at this point in time, you would see a consultant boom going on around the world. Everybody working around RPAs and LLMs and the new technologies which are coming in, the AI in general. Uh, how it will translate in future is that it will standardize the language at all levels within all the industries. So the organizations really have to fight for the USP of what exactly is my USP as an organization to be top notch in the world. I want to be a technology company. I want to be a publishing company. I want to be a healthcare company. What exactly is my USP? Because uh, I'm probably making the same product as the other 500 people are making at this point in time. That's going to intensify the competition. And then with all the AI coming in, uh, when you have all the competition, the AI is going to be used in adversarial fashion more than to actually be a good consumption at all. Um, I mean, not going all dark, but uh, with all the remote work coming in, people working from home, you know, sorry for that. I've put a timer for myself because this is the favorite section that I have. With all the remote gig coming in, like you rightly mentioned a few minutes ago, that deep fakes which are making rounds, they're going to be very very real. uh, Banking system really need to figure out a way of how to make sure that when you are making a payment transaction or you are using a face ID to log into an application, it's really you. At this point in time, you would see the application coming up and saying that you blink, move your face up and down, and that's about it. And now imagine a deep fake coming in and doing the exact same thing along with the blinking eyes. Because there is no way for the camera to know the biometrics of how the iris system works and the fingerprint works. So it's going to be scary. I mean, that's how I see it. So pretty challenging is what I see.
I can't even say fantastic perspective on this. It's scary, and of course, as you talk of this one example, it just shoots off so many other thoughts and can't say ideas, but yeah, I mean the imagination can go wild in terms of the possibilities of using tech to assume identity and get into systems via the normal way of just circumventing the security or breaching the security and having access to a large amount of data. Both these things are more and more, I mean, increasingly happening, and organizations are really having a tough time in defending themselves when such an incident happens. We have had incidents where the user IDs, passwords, and sensitive user data is now accessible to hackers, and they publicly announce also their victory of having access to this data. It's a loss of goodwill, a loss of reputation of the organization. And if these organizations are even remotely connected to information security, then they're like out of business, I would say. I mean, if they couldn't secure their own data, how will they secure their customers' data? So the threat is real. And as you rightly said, AI, deep fakes, they are going to just, I don't know, take it to a different level where the challenge is going to be how do you even circumvent them? A good example of the Face ID recognition that you mentioned, easily replicable now, even after the move your head, blinking, and all those things. They might ask you to speak up something, but voice can also be cloned now using AI. So it's going to be difficult. I'm just wondering if we will go back to the days of enter the password, nothing else. Well, let's move on to Praveen. Praveen, what do you think are going to be the challenges that the cybersecurity world will see increasingly, and new challenges, different challenges?
Yeah, we are seeing a lot of challenges as Mayank. I'm just adding to his point. AI is going to do everything. Like it is going to be attacker as well as it is going to be a defender. I mean, like we are using for the bad purpose. We are using. I mean, like for the good purpose, we are using is as a defending, as I mean, like finding vulnerabilities inside the organization and how we are going to defect. How we are going to defect about the external attacks and how we are going to manage our organization security with it. I mean, like rise of LLMs, and we are training LLMs, and what all the data we are going to put. So there are a lot of things actually coming in towards AI. In the simple form, as I see now, a lot of, I mean, like after this COVID trend, a lot of people are doing a work from home, right? So there are a lot of people who are connecting from public Wi-Fi, and I mean, like in my company also, we are allowed everyone to connect from public Wi-Fi. So that time there will be a lot of attacks happening. I mean, like if you see a lot of people going to a staycation and they stayed somewhere in the hotel and they're actually connecting to the Wi-Fi access. So there will be a lot of data loss happening over there also, as well as I would say, I mean, like we have solution for that. Like we are using VPNs and all that, but our mobile internet is connected to the publicly, and that there we have a lot of threats arises and a lot of data breaches happening over there. I mean, like data exfiltrations happening over there, and I would see like another point. I mean, like emerging technology. Along with the AI, IoT is also like growing technology. We see we have a lot of devices and home locker itself connected to the internet, and it is kind of like receiving RFID signals and I mean, like opening the door. Everything is connected to the internet, right? So anybody can get into a home network, and they can able to open a door, and they can able to see what are all the things you are seeing in a TV. So there are a lot of breaches are there towards this cyber threats, like cyber trends, which is arising now. And what I am seeing now is a lot of like a lot of people who are like majorly they are using internet, and they don't have consciousness of how it can be hacked and all, right? So from the particular person to a company, so it is happening everywhere. So in terms of cyber threats, there are a lot of threats arises with generative, I mean, like AIs and LLM. So as a employee, we need to have very conscious on what are all the data we are putting in, and what are all the data we are collecting via AI, so it can be hackable. And there are a lot of checklists available to maintain it securely, but it needs to be implemented. I mean, like now it is growing, right? We don't know what all the threats might come in. So that time we need to be very cautious while getting a data, while using a personal information. So that is where I see a lot of threats arising. I mean, like we are making everything available on internet, so it will be available to hack also. So we need to be very cautious on I mean, like what data we putting in AI, and what data we put in on the social media. And so there need to be a lot of defense need to be available in all the accessible, all the employees or all the individual persons to access to the internet.
Thank you, Praveen, for that perspective. I thought Mayank kind of scared me. You just took it to the next level. But I mean, you were describing about how we freely access Wi-Fi and IoT and your own devices and all. And I was thinking that four of us, we have been in the industry. We know about the cyber threats. I have been working in IT companies through my 20 years of consulting experience. We all know about cyber threats. We know that the free Wi-Fi, which is available in the mall, at the airport, at the cafe, is not really secured, and so on and so forth. But we still all end up using it. It's only a few of us who are very strict with ourselves, saying, no, I will not connect to the Wi-Fi available freely at a mall or an airport or any other place. We are constantly connected to Wi-Fi anywhere and everywhere. And then, of course, we have got all these devices which are connected to each other. Our smartwatch, our phone, our laptop, Alexas, Google Home, and now with smart machines like your refrigerator would be connected to the home systems. And the way we are heading to with all these systems being connected. So anybody getting access to one device would find an easy way of accessing all the devices. And now that you throw in the jugglery of remote working and bring your own device kind of possibilities, one infected family of devices of one user can get you, the hacker, the entry into an entire organization's system if they are not secured enough, or if the hacker is slightly more expert level than the guy who secured the organization network. This is a very real scenario now. And I mean, and that's where I began, that in spite of having that bit of awareness, we still fall prey to it. There are about millions of people, in fact, I would say billions of people, who are not even aware that their phone or that free Wi-Fi access could lead to such circumstances where they would be locked out of their own devices and their information would be in the hands of someone else. Crucial, critical information about you. Our phones, our laptops have our entire life information these days. We access all our banking and all other information, the sites we access, everything is through our laptop and the phones now. Anybody having access to them would know everything about us, would have access and control over our lives. Very, very scary. So I think whether it's organizations or individuals, both will need to be extremely careful about how they can safeguard their information and not give easy access of their information to just about anything. And that includes apps on your phone. Sometimes we install apps and the app is asking allow permission to. And we don't even look at what all permissions it is seeking. And we click yes or agree in a hurry to install that app. Sometimes it's mind boggling the kind of access it is asking for. It's an app which should be clicking pictures and it is asking to access to documents, make calls. Why would a camera app or a photo editing app need to even make calls? It's mind boggling, but we kind of overlook that. So, yes, huge challenges out there. And with that, let me come to Tom. Tom, you on the spotlight now for your perspective on those emerging challenges in cybersecurity.
Yeah, cool. So I think one of the main controls is how businesses can sort of